I'm a rational actor, and so I consider what's going on in the world at all times. My view of Bitcoin is it is the highest quality property or the highest quality asset you can own in the world right now. It's superior to bonds, superior to commercial real estate, superior to equity, superior to gold, to silver, to commodities and derivatives. And that's an easy observation in a world of extreme monetary inflation, with inflation rates of 15% or more expected for the next 5 years. It's easy. If the monetary inflation rate was zero, it would be difficult, and I would have to evaluate the differential coupons, rents, and dividend yields of all those other assets because they're fiat derivatives. And if no one could mine any more gold ever again, and if it wasn't centralized, I would have to consider that. If something changes, and if some other superior technology comes along, we'll figure it out. But right now, I don't see anything superior. So my view is that every time you sell Bitcoin, you're buying an inferior asset. And so you're selling a winner to buy a loser. And given the likely differential rate of price appreciation over the next decade, it would be seriously wealth destroying to diversify out of it.
What is your answer, Michael, to the Rosenbergs and the Rubinis who come out and say this is just a massive bubble?
Well, my answer is none of them have ever considered Bitcoin as engineered money on an engineered monetary network. Electricity wasn't a bubble. Automobiles weren't a bubble. Aqueducts weren't a bubble. Airplanes and airlines aren't a bubble. We spent massive amounts of money on communication system, in order to deploy the telephone, the telegraph, the mobile phone, television. None of these are a bubble, right? And in this particular case, Bitcoin is a monetary network. They simply don't understand that it's a monetary network. Once they understand, and maybe they'll never understand it. There are plenty of people that thought, made fun of Henry Ford. What is this with standardized automobiles? John D. Rockefeller had Standard Oil. He standardized oil. Was that a bubble? General Electric, general electricity to your home to power up your appliances. Is that a bubble? Right? General Motors. That's everybody is a standard motor. We're replacing the horse and buggy. Is it a bubble? And the answer is no, it's not a bubble. It's an engineering breakthrough. And eventually everybody in every company on earth is going to be wired into a monetary network because it's thermodynamically sound and it solves a problem that everybody has. Once they realize it solves the problem, and maybe they won't ever. There are people that don't have electricity in their houses. They thought, there are demons that were going to invade their kitchen with the thing. And I suppose you find people that get shocked by electricity and they're still afraid of it and they never gave up their horses. But no, it's not a bubble, it's technology.
So how far away do you think we are, Michael, from less negativity pointed towards Bitcoin and an acceptance that it becomes just part of our society?
How long did people object to noisy automobiles, and how long were they afraid of electricity, and how long were they afraid of elevators and tall buildings? There are people that didn't want to get in elevators for a while. I suppose probably it's a decade. Like it takes a decade for people to adjust to these things. And you can't really go much faster than we're going. Bitcoin is appreciating at 200% a year for 12 years. It's appreciating at 300% this year. I kind of find it hard to, how many big tech networks grew at 100% per year for a decade running? Like, this is a big tech monetary network that is expanding in excess of 200% a year. So you can't really ask it to expand any faster. I think that for the next decade, we're just going to see the expansion of a digital monetary network, that is Bitcoin, and people are going to probably resist it and fear it more as it grows, because when no one notices it and cares about it, they don't have an opinion. But when people come into your neighborhood and they start wiring their house for electricity, you start complaining about all the ditches they're digging and all the obstructions in the road and all the power lines. And then you're worried about the power lines giving you cancer. And then you hear about someone getting electrocuted, and then someone drives a noisy automobile down the street and the kids are playing in the street and you worry about it. There's going to be a lot of pushback, I suppose, and it'll be natural, but it's not going to change the inevitable, which is the world needs a digital monetary network. It's a two, three, $400 trillion problem. It's an idea whose time has come. You're not going to be able to stop it.